and welcome back to the Agile Squad. My name is Ray Babalola, and today we're going to be talking about the project variables. In our last video, we spoke about the Agile umbrella and the two sides to it, and in this video, we're going to see how they work together. We're going to look at the project variables. These are the 4 key things that you are guaranteeing a customer once you agree to a project or to do something for them. We are also going to see the clear difference between a traditional project and an agile project. Let's get on to it. So here we have our project variables in perfectly drawn circles. These are the 4 key things that you're guaranteeing the person that's asking you to do whatever it is that you are doing. The scope. Your customer will come with a long list of things to do, 1,000 things. And you, the business, or the person that is doing it, say yes, without looking into what is in the scope. Has anybody in this world ever had a project run totally smooth from start to finish? Nothing ever goes to plan. Even if you are the most specialist, even if you move house, something has to break. You start to build with this 1,000 list of things that you've promised, you've guaranteed this entire scope. Some of the scope, aka the requirements, are projects within themselves. But you've promised them this scope at a certain quality. That's the Q. And you're going to meet the scope and quality by a certain time and by a certain cost. This is your T and your C. This is your traditional project. You start to build. You run into problems as you do, or you find that requirement that is a project in itself, but you promise that. So you do what must be done and cut corners. What's going down? Our quality. You get to the end of your project and you give the customer the things they have asked for. They rarely ever say, yes, it's perfect, I love it, don't touch anything else. They usually tell you it's not what they want, it's not what they required, you haven't met this, they've changed their minds, and so on and so forth. And then you have to go back and fill those corners that you've cut. And then your cost in time goes up instantly. In Agile, we flip this triangle like this. And here we have our Agile triangle. So we literally just flip it around, turn it upside down. We are freezing time and cost. An Agile project is always on time and on budget. Quality is always set. I'll say it again. If you cannot meet quality, don't start. It's very important to define your quality before you start doing any work. And the scope is at the bottom because that becomes the only variable. In an Agile project, now here's the kicker. The main difference with an Agile project and a traditional project is you may not get 100% of what you've asked for because we flex the scope. By flex, I mean prioritize. It's that time, you guys. Moscow. And here's Moscow. Moscow is a prioritization technique that is widely used, and it stands for must have, should have, could have, and won't have this time. So your entire scope is given priority. What is a must-have? Now, I want us to be really, really honest with ourselves. Think about a project that you've worked on. Was every single requirement necessary to do? Was every single thing needed? For example, in our first video, I gave an example of a shoe website. I'm the customer. Let's say I want sparkling, dancing, shimmering, rose gold letters throughout the entire website, but a very specific type of rose gold. Believe it or not, this is code. Somebody actually has to do this. But let's say I run into a problem on the payment page. Remember, I've left my full-time job to live this dream. What's more important to fix? Making money or sparkling rose gold letters, no matter how beautiful they are? The rose gold letters have to go. The payment is more important than the letters. That also helps you build that agile mindset. If you cannot prioritize, you will struggle to work in the agile way. The best bit of Moscow prioritization is right here in the could haves. I like to call this your contingency. If you run into a problem, you can drop a could have. Your could have requirements are things that are usually the cherry on top. It's nice to haves. But they cost money and take time to do. If you run into a problem, drop a could have, where you'll find extra time and money. And here we have it. This is our project variables. So now let's put this into practice. Let's say we are going to run an agile project and use this way of working. Let's bring back in our umbrella and we're going to use DSDM, project management. We have, let's say, 200 things to do on our list so far, and we prioritize them. We have must have, should have, could have, won't have this time. As we start to build, we run into a problem and we de-scope. Next time box, we de-scope. Those things that you're de-scoping, that you're dropping, where they're going to? You still have to get them done because this is still a requirement that a shareholder, stakeholder, owner, manager, someone senior may have asked for and they still require, but it's just not important right now, but they want it. The product development team, so let's use Scrum. The Scrum team, pick it up. So Scrum, they will have their own list of things to do called a product backlog. They will then put this requirement that we have dropped onto their list of things to do and reprioritize it. Is it a must-have for them, could have, should have, so on and so forth. We don't just drop things and forget about them. Sometimes you can, really if it happens, but as you are de-scoping, as you are dropping requirements, the product development team is picking it up and developing it as you are working on your project. Hence why they're BAU. BAU means business as usual. So that's how the two sides of our umbrella work together. All right, you guys, I really urge for us to please try this prioritization technique. It really does help, especially right now that we're all at home trying to keep our minds going. There's things that you must do. We all must shower. It should not be a should or a could. So for myself, I must exercise. I should read. I could go for a run, which I will be dropping because already I'm exercising, so... And I will not be sorting out the attic. Not this project. Out of scope. You see? Priorities. And that's all the time we have today, but join us next time when we're going to talk about the 4 values of Agile. So we're going to start to build that deep Agile mindset. If you have any questions, please drop us a line and we will respond. We are on all the socials. Please DM us and we'll respond. Until next time, toodle pip.